Hey guys, it's been a while. Thought I'd do another video here. Kind of something I never touched on before was how I repair panels. I wouldn't say repair them, more or less kind of sort of get them back into shape after beating on them for a while. Right here's my Scout. I've been kind of working on this and beating on it pretty good here for a better part of a year now. You can see it's got some pretty good damage there. And it's kind of looking realistic more and more I use it, but it seems to be holding up pretty good. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to reshape the panels to kind of get them back into shape, look a little more like a real truck again. See, my rockers are, well, I don't know if I can do anything about them, but we'll see what I can do. And there's the other side. Now the doors and everything still work, oddly enough. Even got the little wiggle on it. Rocker panels don't look the best once you open the doors up, but they still work. And what we'll do is show you the tools I use. And I'll go range from a couple different tools. Anything from a pick, I like it because it's got a nice round section to it that I can use to get up inside there and kind of poke around with. Just a heavy thick bar. This seems to work the best as far as getting inside the doors and such, with just a coat hanger wire bent into a U shape. And then the other one is a screwdriver with some tape on the end. I put the tape on the end because if you don't put something to soften the edge, you end up getting streaks or lines on the inside of the metal. It just doesn't look right. So we'll give it a go here. Let me change the camera. We'll start with the driver's side door. What I'm going to do is come inside here and work each one of these lines from front to back, kind of where they started and where they ended. Helps push the metal out without giving too many wrinkles. Simple. This I'll start with the one with the coat hanger wire here and get inside. You can see I'll start working it from one inside to the other, back and forth. Don't put too much pressure on it. There it is. Now it starts popping out. And I just work myself down in the bottom. The closer I get to the edge, the harder it is because the inner door skin takes up the space in this area here. So I can't get all the way to the very edge of it. So what I'll try to do is come work my way from the other way in. And some of the really heavy stuff, I might have to switch over to my other one. Oh, look at that. You know, I got my door separating. I'll have to glue that back together. It helps me though, because now I can get inside there, and I'll use the pick. Since it's much more rigid than my coat hanger wire, I can get down in there deep, and I'll start working out. These dents can slide across back and forth. There we go. Turn it the other way. Gotta be careful that I don't get the pointy end out towards the metal. Otherwise I'll end up with a hole in my door. It's not gonna look too bad there. Now, open this up and you can see what happened was my door separated. I actually had pinch welded it. Well, I say pinch welded. I had it pinched over, and I ended up popping it through, which isn't a big deal. I'll fix that later. So now I got my rocker here. I need to do something to kind of push that down. So what I'll do is, let's try this here. Just give it some pressure. Work it back and forth. And it shows that this material is really rigid. People think it's flimsy, and it's not. Not the aluminum foil you used to cook with on the top. So it's actually got some strength to it. That's all aluminum from this point to this point. There's nothing underneath there other than the aluminum, and it's got a lot of rigidity to it. So now what we'll do is see if I can line the door up here and put it back together. These things happen. Well, that's not too bad. I have to undo the skin a little bit and redo it. So now my door goes together pretty good. Here's the rocker. Bottom edge of that door is probably not much I can do about it. that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be airtight. You can have a top one, right? Now we'll move on to the rear quarter. Here, I'll try to get a better view. This one may not, this one's a little bit easier because what I can do is reach in behind here and start pulling it out a little bit. And then just get it out of the way. There's actually an inner panel inside here that gives a little bit of strength. And I'll come back to my coat hanger here so I can get inside and start working back and forth. There we go. Yeah, that's starting to look like a panel again. There you go. Up front here. This is pretty simple. Just reach behind and just kind of pull it out a little bit. It's not too bad. Now for the back, this is about not too bad. I'm not going to do a whole lot here. I think I'm just going to pull the fender out of ways and just kind of give it some shape. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. Then it didn't turn out too bad. Yeah, we got some consistency now down the side of the panel. Looks a lot better than this side. So we'll work on this one now. This time I'm going to get up inside here with my screwdriver and see if I can't. There it is. Work that out a little bit. Now that little bit of tape I put on there keeps the panel from getting lines in it from the edges of the screwdriver head. And it's rigid enough that I can get it back and just go back and forth and a little bit of pressure. Put that down. There we go. This spot inside here, which you can see on this side, is pretty mangled up. I've tried it before with this. I don't know if I have any luck this time around. There it is. Yeah, it's not too bad. There we go. I can actually get it some shape again here. And got rid of some of this folded line across. Let's see if I can straighten that out a bit. There we go. I'm going to have to re-glue the corner, which isn't a big deal. Not looking too bad. Let's see how that door looks. Once again, we'll come back to this guy. Pretty rigid, so I can get down inside there. Work my way to the back. There's also that door latch in there. Takes up some space. Ends up causing me some grief. There we go. Pinch the top back the other. Sticks out a little bit further than it did before, but a little light tapping, kind of get it back there. Do the same thing here with the rear. Again, just kind of pull it out a little bit. This area is going to be tough because right now there's an inner structure there. Top door, so you can see. This inner structure right here makes this whole end rigid. But what happens is the metal rolls around. And then when it does that, since it occupies that space, it's just more difficult for me to get inside. See if I can get in shot. There you can see the inner panel that I have inside there. And I use that just as a little bit more rigidity. I'll leave it open for now so I can get a tool inside there, but we'll see how we do. Go back to my screwdriver. As long as I remember to keep it flat. There we go. Now I can work my way down. And some people ask me, why do I keep fixing these panels and every time you smash them up? Why don't you just keep smashing them up? I don't know. I just do. I am, I guess, OCD about it. I've always been that way. As soon as I would bend a panel, I have this compulsion to go back and fix it. I'm actually surprised it's taken me as long as it has. This truck's been sitting on my shelf now for, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 months in this condition, because I've been meaning to make this video, and I've been killing myself by just letting it sit there until I finally gave up. I'm like, alright, I gotta make this video, it's killing me. Alright, now let's straighten everything back out. That didn't turn out too bad. So set for another day of destruction. That little guy there in the corner, I'm going to leave him. I like how he looks. That little dent is kind of neat how it almost hit the tail light, but not quite. See if it'll get into focus. So, once again, my rocker panels here a little bit low, or a little high, I guess. That's alright. I got some interference there. Alright, we'll come back. Now I use the big heavy rod. It's nice to have something that I can tap with. I don't need something big and heavy. I just need something with some flat surface and a little bit of weight to it. There we go. Now let's see if my door will go shut. The door, it's now stuck on my tire. There we go. Look at that, I think it'll go shut. Yeah, won't lose my buddy out the passenger side. It didn't turn out too bad. So there you go. Just a quick little snippet of how I take care of these panels and put them back into shape every time I run them. People have been asking me, how do you fix them, or how hard is it to fix them? And it's not that bad. You know, this truck I don't beat on as hard as some other ones, but you know, even if I did, pulling a whole section of body back into shape, and I've done it before on that other side there, isn't too bad. So now next step on this one, I have a guy for him. I got to put him in, and a couple of little more details, and I think there's not much more I'm going to do with it other than just have fun with it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.